is the contents of quadratic equation. Please note it down. Already we have covered so many points. The first one, definitions, we already know. I mean, definition of polynomial, you can say. And the next one is, what is real polynomial? We have discussed yesterday also. What is complex polynomial? Again, we have seen it. And then rational expression and rational function. I'll talk about this, rational expression and rational function. And then we have seen what is polynomial. And then degree of polynomial equation, polynomial equation, roots of equations, and identity. So just note it down, this one. So this is the contents of quadratic equation. Please note it down. Yes, online students. So this is the contents of quadratic equation. After this, I mean, we'll study quadratic equations, solutions of quadratic equation, and then relation between roots and coefficients. That would be the main topic of in today's lecture. And then probably we'll see nature of roots. And after that, we'll discuss everything from tomorrow. So our target for today would be till here. Nature of roots. So we are going to cover till nature of roots, and we'll try to solve so many questions today. So please note it down. But you need to copy, I mean, the whole PDF, right? If you see on the right of your screen. Yes?
सर ये वीडियो यूट्यूब पे लाइव है क्या?
Yes, yes. लाइव है, लाइव है.
नहीं आ रही सर लाइव पे, देखे हम लोग.
Okay, let me check. लोग भी चेक करो जरा. लाइव है, लाइव है. Check your internet connection and make sure your link is correct. Okay. Yes, online students, please note it down. So after that, we'll discuss symmetric function of roots. Some important results we'll see. Then quadratic expression, then graph and minimum and maximum values. Then position of roots of quadratic equation. Condition for common roots. Then we'll see, I mean, in this particular heading, we'll see for 2 common roots and for 1 common root. It should be root only, not roots. Yes. Now then we'll see inequations, quadratic inequalities, rational algebraic inequalities, and then method of intervals, wavy curve. We'll see some important results, some identities, Descartes rule, everything we'll see. Yes or no? So basically, if you see the last topic, Lagrange's identity and Descartes rule, that is not there in NDA syllabus, I guess, but it is there in JE syllabus. So questions are asked from this, I mean, in JE. So we'll see at the end. But rest of the things, everything is there in NDA. Yes or no? So please note it down. Yes, online students, are you getting or not? Yes or no?
सर हम लोग यूट्यूब पे सुनते हैं आपका लेक्चर, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जूम में साउंड नहीं आ रही आपकी.
अरे अरे अरे, तो अभी YouTube पे आ रही क्या आवाज?
जी सर यूट्यूब पे आ रही, लेकिन जूम पे नहीं आ रही.
अच्छा ठीक है, YouTube पे आवाज आ रही ना, तो उस पे फिर रिस्पॉन्ड कर सकते हैं ना. वैसे अलगोल वाले बच्चे हैं जूम पे.
हम अलगोल गर्ल्स ही हैं सर. हम लोग स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहे हैं, स्क्रीन शेयर करने के बाद जूम से आवाज नहीं आ रही.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा, ठीक है ठीक है. Okay, so please note it down. Please note it down. I mean, this is the contents. Everyone has to write all these points, and then we'll see. We have to cover till nature of roots. Although we have covered almost 80 to 90% of today's target. I mean, till nature of roots. So we have to cover only nature of roots and relationship between a relation between roots and coefficient. Yes or no? Yes or no? And we need to see rational expression or rational function. So only 3 to 4 topics we need to cover. So quickly we have to cover all these things in maybe in 30 minutes or so, and then we have to solve so many questions after that. I'll share one PDF. I mean, where questions are there. Done. So till position of roots of a quadratic equation, you have noted it down. Yes. So this is the whole syllabus. Done. Okay. So we'll see one by one whatever the topics that I mean that are left. We need to cover them first. Yes or no? So just give the heading. I hope everyone has noted it down, or you can take a screenshot of it. And now we'll start with rational expression or rational function. So give the heading: rational, rational. So just let me tell you what we need to cover today. So this one we need to cover. Then polynomial we have already done yesterday. Yes. And then degree of polynomial. This also we have covered. Equation, polynomial equation, roots of equations. So this we need to finish, right? I don't think, I mean, there are two cases where roots are given and we are supposed to find out. That was the first case that we have seen yesterday. We'll solve some examples today, and we have to see some identities. So this is the third one for today's target, and then quadratic equations, solutions of quadratic equations, and relation between roots and coefficients and nature of roots. So how many points? 3 plus 3, 6. So 6 points we need to cover. Okay. Now give the heading: rational expression, or rational function. Rational function. Rational expression or rational function. So very easy. Let me give you one example. Y is equal to f of x is equal to 2x plus 3 upon x square minus 1. So I can say rational expressions are of the form, I mean, f of x is equal to p of x over q of x, isn't it? Where p of x and q of x are polynomial expression. Yes or no? Are polynomial expression. In function, we will see in detail how can we find the range of this, I mean, rational expression, especially if quadratic upon quadratic is there, or I mean any combination of linear and quadratic expression. Yes or no? So we'll see in function how can we find the range of these type of expression. Yes or no? But you should know what is rational function and what is rational expression. So basically it is also known as rational polynomial. Yes or no? P of x over q of x. Shall we move ahead? So we don't have to cover the range of this type of function here. Yes or no? We'll cover it on, I mean, which chapter? In function. Okay. Now give the heading roots of the equation. I mean, we need to continue yesterday's lecture. Yes or no? So how to find out the roots? See, I have covered the case, case number 1. If, tell me, let me revise yesterday's lecture. Tell me. At the end of the lecture, we have seen case number 1. If roots are given, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, up to alpha n. So these are the roots which are already given, and we are supposed to find out equation. So tell me. So give the heading, roots. How to find out roots, right? Now, suppose, or maybe there could be two cases. First one, roots are given, we are supposed to find out the equation, or equations are given, case number 2, and we are supposed to find out, where we will see some rules like, what is the rule for any quadratic or maybe any polynomial equation of which root, one of the roots is 1 or minus 1. And then we'll see, tell me, which method? Synthetic division method, to find out the other roots. Yes or no? Okay. So type number 1, roots are given and equation we need to find out. So tell me, what is the equation? Purva, x raised to n minus summation alpha 1 x raised to n minus 1, then plus summation alpha 1 alpha 2 x raised to n minus 2, and then again minus dot dot so on, plus minus 1 raised to n pi alpha I is equal to 0. So this would be the equation. And everyone, I hope everyone knows at what is summation alpha 1. Tell me. Sum of, tell me, sum of all the roots, sum of all the roots taking what is summation alpha 1 alpha 2? What is summation alpha 1 alpha 2? Sum of all the roots, all the roots taking 2 at a time. Yes or no? So this we have already covered, so that is why I'm covering it a little faster. Now what is dot dot so on, summation alpha 1 alpha 2 up to alpha r? It would be, tell me, sum of all the roots taking r roots at a time. Yes or no? Is there any doubt? Similarly, what is pi alpha I? Pi means product. So that is product of all the roots. Yes or no? So product of all the roots. Product of all the roots. Yes or no? Is there any doubt? So we have taken one example as well. So let us move to the next type. Yes or no? Type number 2. Tell me. If we have, if equation is given, equation is given. Which equation? A n x raised to n plus a n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus dot dot so on, a naught is equal to 0. And roots you need to find out. Yes or no? Roots you need to find out. So for that, at least 2 rules we should know, and then the third one would be synthetic division. Yes or no? So the first rule, tell me, rule number 1, to find out the roots. If so, these 2 rules are not restricted to quadratic equation only. These 2 rules can be, universal rules, you can say, for all polynomial equations. Yes or no? Tell me. If a n plus, tell me, a n minus 1 plus a n minus 2 dot dot plus a naught is equal to 0, then one of the roots, tell me, will be 1. Yes or no? And the factor would be x minus 1. Factor would be x minus 1. Is there any doubt? Now, rule number 2. Tell me. If, so mathematically, let me write. Uh, in English, I can just tell you if some of the coefficients of odd degree terms is equal to sum of the coefficients of even degree terms. Not degree, even power, you can say. Yes or no? If both are equal, then one of the roots would be minus 1. And the factor would be x plus 1. Yes or no? So in mathematically, how can I write? Tell me. An plus an minus 2 plus an minus 4 dot dot so on. I'm not sure, I mean, which is the last term here. So what I'm doing, I'm just writing the alternate coefficients. Yes or no? So that should be equal to, tell me, an minus 1 plus an minus 3 plus an minus 5 plus dot dot so on. Then in that case, one of the roots would be, tell me, one of the roots will be minus 1. And what would be the factor, students? Tell me. Factor would be x plus 1. Factor would be x plus 1. Is there any doubt? Yes or no? Done. Factor would be x plus 1. Shall we move ahead? Okay. So that is the second rule. Now give the heading synthetic division. Yes, online students, are you getting or not? Hello, hello. समझ आ रहा है क्या? Yes. So give the heading synthetic division. Why do we need this particular concept or this particular method to find out the roots? It is not, see, the second type of questions would be, it may be very difficult, yes or no, to find all the roots every time. So these type of questions generally don't come in the exam, yes or no? Are you getting my point? So generally these type of questions, see, in intermediate steps while solving some other questions, you may take the help of rule number 1 and rule number 2. Yes or no? So it's not like, every time they may not ask what are the roots of this particular equation. That becomes very easy. Yes or no? If options are given, what we can do? We can directly substitute the values. But still, these two rules are very crucial, very important. Yes or no? So tell me. So rule number 2, I hope it is clear. Now, what is synthetic division? Online students, are you getting or not? Hello, hello. Okay. See, now synthetic division. What do we have to do? See, in order to, first of all, every time what we have to do, we have to apply rule number 1 and rule number 2. Now, in order to get the other roots, we need to use synthetic division. So for that, what we need to do, we have to just write all the coefficient of every term. Again, suppose any power, the term containing some power is are missing. So what we need to do, we had to write 0 there. Suppose we have x square minus 1, and we are supposed to find out the roots of this particular equation. X square minus 1 is equal to 0. So what would be the coefficient? 1, 0, and minus 1. So let me take one example, you'll understand. So I'm not going to write all the steps, what we need to follow. So what we have to do, example number 1, suppose we have x cube minus 6x square and then plus 11x minus 6 is equal to 0. Suppose we are supposed to find out, this particular, the roots of this equation. So what we have to do, first apply the first rule. What is the first rule? If sum of all the coefficients is 0, then one of the roots would be 1. So see, synthetic division I mean, the purpose of using synthetic division is not just to find out the remaining roots. It may tell you, I mean, whether whatever the number you have, whether it is a root or not. Yes or no? Suppose what we have to do, suppose both the rules are not followed. So what we have to do? We have to check for the factors of the constant term, which is generally product of all the roots. If you have seen in type 1, yes or no? Pi xi, that is basically a naught. If x raised to n, I mean the coefficient of x raised to n is 1, yes or no? So what we can do, we can find out the factors of the constant term, which is generally I mean the product of, or the factors of product of all the roots, yes or no? So then suppose we have got factor 2. So what we need to do, we have to check whether 2 is the root or not. So one rule is, I mean, one way is you just put the value of x is equal to 2 in the equation. If it satisfies, then 2 is the root of that given equation for sure, yes or no? But if it doesn't, I mean, it may take a lot of time. So what we need to do, we can use synthetic division to check whether the given number is the root of the given equation is I mean, yes or no, I mean whether it is the root of the given equation or not, yes or no? So there are two purposes. I mean, one purpose is, tell me what is the reason to use the synthetic division. The first one is we have to check whether the given number is the root of the given equation or not, and the second one is, tell me, second one is to find out the other roots if it is the root of the equation. Now tell me, so the first step, you need to write all the coefficient. Tell me the first one, 1, -6, 11, and -6. As we can see, I mean, not a single term is missing here. Every power is there, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So I have written every number. Now, what is the first step? Tell me. We have to copy the first. Okay. See, we need to apply the first two rules first. Yes or no? So if you see, if you add all the coefficients, it becomes 0. It means one of the roots would be 1. So I'm quite sure, I mean, 1 is the root. So I have to write 1. And I mean, no need to check now. I mean, what I'm doing now, I have to find the other roots. So I'm using synthetic division. So I have written 1 here. Now just copy this one, then just multiply 1 and 1. So it becomes 1. -6 plus 1 is -5. -5 into 1. I mean, you need to keep multiplying and then adding. Yes or no? Not subtracting. We need to add. So -5 plus 1. I mean, -5 into 1, -5. -5 plus 11 plus 6. 6 into 1, 6. So since we have got 0, so hence proved. Yes or no? I mean, 1 is the root. Now, and that is how we need to check. If 0 doesn't come at the end, it means it is not the root of the given equation. Yes or no? Now, always remember, basically this is a polynomial division without using variable. Yes or no? We are dealing with only coefficients. Yes or no? If you divide, you will get something like this. Remainder would be 0, and these are the coefficient of the polynomial of quotient. Yes or no? Quotient. Yes or no? And the degree of the quotient would be 1 less than that of the dividend. Yes or no? What is the dividend? X cube minus, I mean, cubic equation. So what would be the quotient here? Quadratic. Yes or no? And the coefficients are 1, -5, and 6. So it means x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So one of the factors would be x minus 1, and the other polynomial would be x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Is it clear? So if you equate this particular factor to 0, it becomes 1. Now if you solve this particular equation, then you will get x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. Yes or no? So what are the roots we are getting here? 1, 2, 3. So that is how we need to use synthetic division to find out the roots using the first two rules first. अच्छा, online students, are you getting or not? शायद फास्ट जा रहा है बहुत. नहीं, वो पहली बार पढ़ रहे ना, तुम्हें तो फास्ट थोड़ी जाएगा. मैं ऐसे लग रहा है तुम लोग को ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ. Yes, online students, are you getting or not? नहीं है उनका आज कुछ तो प्रॉब्लम है शायद नेटवर्क का इशू है कैसे समझेगा फिर क्वाड्रेटिक आगे
वो लोग ही वॉच कर रहे दिखने का भी
हाँ।
और एक नहीं
वो ग्रुप होगा पूरा
हाँ, तो पूरा वो स्क्रीन शेयर कर देना वो
हाँ।
वो कर- तो अभी तो ये नहीं समझ
तुम 10वीं बार पढ़ रहे सुपर सुपर बोल रहे
हाँ ना
x is equal to 1 x is equal to 2 x is equal to 3 please note it down अभी ये लोग जब आएंगे ऑफलाइन वाले वापस उनको कैसे समझेगा
नहीं अपनी पुरानी बैच मतलब आई थी मैंने बाहर करने ऑनलाइन अच्छा वो सुना तो कैसा आ रहा है जैसे वो ज्वाइन ही हो गया नाम दिया शक्ल
So this is the syllabus of quadratic equations that you need to just note it down first, or you can take the screenshot or maybe photo of it. Later you can just note it down. Yes, that may save our time. So just take a photo of it or maybe a screenshot you can take. So this is the syllabus of, or this is the contents or the index of quadratic equation. So definition, although I mean till nature of roots, we have covered almost 60 to 70%. And the target of today's lecture is we need to cover till nature of roots. And we'll see so many questions. So let me quickly revise what we have covered so far. The first point is rational expression or rational function. Rational function is nothing but if you divide two polynomials or two polynomial expression, it becomes rational expression or rational function. Yes or no? So that is P of X 440. Okay. So 2x plus 3 is one of the polynomials and the second one is x square minus 1. So basically if you write, I mean it is similar to that of the rational number. Yes or no? Where both the numbers are integers like 2 by 3, 4 by 5. Yes or no? And here both the expression should be polynomial expression. Yes or no? And the range of this particular function we'll see in functions only. So now we are moving towards the next point, that is how to find out roots of the equation. I hope we have already covered what is root. Yes or no? What are zeros? Now in type 1, if you remember the last lecture we have covered, if roots are given and we are supposed to find out the equation, then this is the formula: x raised to n. Start with the highest power, I mean the number of roots would be the degree of the equation. Yes or no? So now we have x raised to n minus summation alpha 1 x raised to n minus 1. So we need to keep decreasing the power starting with n, and then we have to put alternate plus minus sign starting with positive sign. And what is summation alpha 1? The first coefficient would be 1. What is summation alpha 1? Sum of all the roots taking 1 at a time. And what is summation alpha 1 alpha 2? Taking 2 at a time. What is similarly alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha 3? Alternate plus minus sign. And summation alpha 1 alpha 2 alpha r means, tell me, sum of all the roots taking r roots at a time. Yes or no? and then what is pi alpha? At the end, you will have only one combination, taking all at a time. Yes or no? N roots at a time. So it is nothing but product of all the roots. Yes or no? So equation now type 2. Suppose equations are given. So this is the equation, general equation, and we are supposed to find out roots. So for that, we need to apply at least three rules. The first one is, if sum of all the coefficients is 0, then one of the roots would be 1 and the factor would be x minus 1. Why so? Because see, if you put x is equal to 1, so we are left with only coefficients. Yes or no? So that is the reason. So if you forget, so that is the reason. Yes or no? Remember it. Now the rule number 2, tell me. If you put x is equal to minus 1, so the odd degree term would be in negative. I mean, it will change the sign. And you can take all the odd degree terms or odd power terms on the right. So it becomes positive there. So can we say the sum of coefficients of each and every even power term should be equal to sum of the coefficients of every odd power term? Yes or no? If that is the case, then one of the roots would be minus 1. I hope you are getting why, how we are getting this. This rule. So if x is equal to minus 1 would be the root, then what is the condition for that? Sum of odd degree coefficients must be equal to sum of even degree coefficients. Yes or no? Okay. And after that, synthetic division. Yes. Just tell me, please just note it down, these two rules first, and then we'll move to synthetic division. Likho. Have you understood? Yes, sir. These two rules. Just raise your hand who already knows the synthetic division. Anyone? 1, 2. Synthetic division. Prachi Didi. 4. आप लोग को नहीं पता. Okay. No issues. Have you understood these two rules? Yes or no? Now synthetic division. Remember it. Synthetic division is nothing but polynomial division only. So what we can say, shortcut method of polynomial division. In polynomial division, we need to write every time x cube, x raised to 4, and it may take a lot of space as well. That is the main reason. Yes or no? Time consuming. So what we have to do, we have to use only coefficients. So let me tell you what is the purpose of using this synthetic division. There are two reasons. The first one, when it can be used to check whether the given number or any number is the root of the given equation or not. That is the first reason. Yes or no? The first purpose is, tell me, we need to check whether the given number is the root of the given equation or not. तो ये तो तुम बोल सकते हैं सर, ये तो हम directly we can put and check. Yes or no? But it may take a lot of time. Yes or no? So it tells you whether the given number is the root of the given equation or not. Yes or no? सर हम लोग को YouTube में आपका लाइव just a second. हमको समझ भी रहा है. Okay. नहीं ले रहा मैं टेंशन. Okay, the first purpose, I hope you understood. Yes or no? The second one, suppose we are sure about the root. Suppose the number is, we are sure about, this given number is the root of the equation. So it will help you finding the other roots. Yes or no? And this particular method will do it, both the purposes in one way, in one go. So simultaneously, you'll come to know whether the given number is the root of the equation or not. And at the same time, if it is the root, then at the same time, you'll come to know what would be the next expression of which we need to find out the roots in order to get the other roots. Yes or no? Okay. So let me take one example. You'll understand. Now see, suppose this is the equation. We have already seen this example. Yes or no? जिसके root क्या थे? What were the roots? 1, 2, 3. And that was the equation. So we already know, although the roots of this particular equation, very famous equation, roots are 1, 2, 3. Suppose we have to find out the equation of which roots are -1, -2, -3. -1, -2, -3. So what we have to do? we have to take, we have to replace minus 6 by 6 and minus 6 by 6. Both the negative 6, minus 6 will be replaced by plus 6. So all the coefficients would be positive, and the roots becomes, all the roots becomes negative. Yes or no? I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, so this is the equation. Although we already know, the roots of this equation 1, 2, 3, but still, let us assume we don't know. Yes or no? फिर ये कैसे होगा? हमें already पता है. So what we have to do, whenever you are supposed to find out the roots of given equation, apply the first rule. What is the first rule? Sum of the coefficients 0 है कि नहीं? Let us check. So if you see 1 minus 6 plus 11 minus 6, 0? Yes or no? It means one of the roots is 1. So we already know, if you are sure about the root, then you have to use synthetic division. If we have to check whether the given number is the root of the equation, we have to check. Then again, you have to use synthetic division. So every time you have to use synthetic division. So the first step is you have to just write all the coefficients. All the coefficients means x cube. What is the coefficient? 1. What is the coefficient of x square? Minus 6. What is the coefficient of x? 11. What is the coefficient of, the constant term? Minus 6. Now, suppose we have equation x cube plus 11x minus 6. Then you need to write 1 and then 0. Are you getting my point? If some term is missing, you need to write 0. Yes or no? So you don't have to, skip that term. Yes or no? Suppose I have x square minus 1. X square minus 1. So what I have to do? I have to write 1, 1, 0, minus 1. Yes or no? Understood? So 1 minus 6 and 11 and minus 6. Now, we already know what is the root. One of the roots is 1 using the first rule. Yes or no? So I have to write 1 here. Here. This one. Yes or no? Then I need to copy the first term. This is 1. So I have to copy as it is. The first term. So I've copied it. Now what I need to do, whatever the number is there on the, at the bottom, we need to just multiply this number and this number. This one and this one. We need to multiply. What you have got? 1 into 1 is 1. So I have to write here in the next term. Below the next term. Yes or no? Just now you have to add. Minus 6 plus 1 is. So I have to write here. Yes or no? Again multiply. Minus 5 and 1. What will get? Minus 5. Again I have to write minus 5. Then just add 11 minus 5. 6. Again you have to just multiply. Tell me. 6 and 1. You'll get 6. Just add 0. So 0 is the remainder basically. So this is the proof. I hope you understood. If we don't get 0 here, it means either you have made some mistake, or if you didn't make any mistake, it means the number is not the root. Yes or no? So this is remainder basically. At the end, whatever the number you get. Understood? So I hope it is clear. Now see, since this is the shortcut of polynomial division, yes or no? So these numbers basically represent the quotient. Yes or no? And this is nothing but, tell me, divisor. And this is nothing but, tell me, dividend. Yes or no? So whenever you divide, see, since you have divided by 1 means x minus 1. Indirectly, you are dividing this particular expression or equation by x minus 1. So that is linear. And dividend was cubic. So if you divide cubic by linear, the quotient would be quadratic. The degree will be decreased by 1. So it means this quotient, these numbers are coefficient of a quadratic expression or equation. Yes or no? So quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c. Yes or no? So a is 1, b is minus 5, and c is 6. So this will give you one of the factors x minus 1, and this will give you the other factor x square minus 5x plus 6. And if you equate the first factor to 0, it becomes 1. And I hope everyone knows that, x square minus 5x plus 6 would 2, 3. Or you already know, how to solve this. Yes or no? So that is how we can find the roots. I think one example is sufficient for now. Let us move to the next point, that is identity. Yes or no? Just note it down. So this is the example how to use synthetic division, how to use the first rule and the second rule. Done. So just give the heading identity, and identity means only algebraic identities I'm talking about, and that you also know. Or shall I write all those identities? A plus b whole square, a square plus 2ab plus b square, a minus b whole square. Yes or no? Just what do you do? Leave some space for identity for at least one page. There may be 15 to 20 identities overall. Yes or no? A cube plus b cube plus c cube minus 3abc. Yes or no? Do you remember? Yes, sir. So you need to just write all of them. I am just skipping that particular point. Yes or no? Now let us move to the next part, solution of quadratic equation. Solution of that we have already seen, so we don't have to write. Yes or no? The next one is relation. Just give the heading. Only 2 points are left now. Relation between roots and coefficients and nature of roots. After that we'll solve questions. Okay? Theory बहुत हो गया है कि नहीं कल से. So relation between roots and coefficients. Give the heading. Relation between roots and coefficients.
सर हम लोग यूट्यूब पे नहीं इधर सुन रहे हैं, आपका जूम पे ही सुन रहे हैं, अभी साउंड आ रहा है.
अच्छा, वेरी गुड वेरी गुड. समझ आ रहा है क्या तुम लोग को?
जी सर आ रहा है.
अच्छा ठीक है. कुछ नहीं समझे तो बोलो.
जी सर जरूर, अगर नहीं समझा तो बोलेंगे.
Okay. So relation between roots and coefficients. See, suppose our equation is x raised to n or a n x raised to n plus, tell me, a n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus a n minus 2 x raised to n minus 2 dot so on till a naught is equal to 0. How many roots are there? N roots. इसके roots भी लिख लेते हैं. Alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to, since degree is n, therefore how many roots would be there? N roots. Yes or no? So alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3 up to alpha n. Now let us divide the whole equation by an. See, always remember, since degree is n, so to maintain degree n, an should not be equal to 0. Rest of them may become 0, but an should not be equal to 0 because degree is n and we have n roots. Yes or no? Now just divide whole equation by an. What you'll get? Tell me. X raised to n plus a n minus 1 x raised to n minus 1 plus divided by a n plus a n minus 2 divided by a n x raised to n minus 2 dot so on plus a naught divided by a n is equal to 0. Yes or no? And if you remember, if roots are given, we have found out, the equation of the form, tell me, x raised to n plus or minus summation alpha 1 x raised to n minus 1. Yes or no? Plus summation alpha 1 alpha 2 x raised to n minus 2 plus dot so on. And here minus 1 raised to, first I have to write minus 1 raised to n, because if degree is odd, the last term would be negative, and if it is even, then positive. Here pi alpha I is equal to 0. So if you see, these two equations are identical. Why? The first equation also, the degree of the equation is n and the roots are alpha 1 alpha 2 up to alpha n, and the second equation also, the roots are, number of roots are n, alpha 1 alpha 2 up to alpha n, and degree is n. So can we compare the coefficients of both the equations directly? Yes or no? Yes or no? So if you compare, you will get, see, x raised to n both are equal, so no issues. Now can I say summation alpha? What is the meaning of summation alpha? Sum of all the roots taking one at a time. Remember it. So I'm not writing it again. Now, summation alpha 1 would be, tell me, minus an minus 1 over an. It means sum of all the roots of any equation. I'm talking about roots, yes or no? Not x-intercepts, yes or no? So sum of all the roots of any equation of degree n would be equal to minus coefficient of, tell me, coefficient of x raised to n and divided by, sorry, n minus 1 divided by coefficient of x raised to n. Yes or no? I hope there is no doubt. Yes or no? An is the coefficient of x raised to n and an minus 1 is the coefficient of x raised to n minus 1. Is there any doubt? Yes or no? Similarly, tell me, summation alpha 1 alpha 2 would be plus. Why plus? Why plus? Because see, the second term, I mean the third term is positive. Yes or no? So it means if you take only one term, I mean odd number, combination of odd number of terms, it becomes, I mean you need to change the sign. I mean you have to put minus sign. Yes or no? If two terms, I mean taking two roots at a time, then we need to put positive sign. Yes or no? So what would be the answer? Tell me. Plus an minus 2 over an. Now I'm not writing here. I hope you understood. Coefficient of, tell me, coefficient of x raised to n minus 2 divided by coefficient of x raised to n. Is there any doubt? Now similarly dot so on. Can you just tell me summation alpha 1 alpha 2 dot so on alpha r? Can I write minus 1 raised to r here to generalize it? Yes or no? Why r? If r is odd, then it will be negative, otherwise positive. Now what I have to write here? A n minus r? Yes or no? See, two terms n minus 2, one term n minus 1. Yes or no? So r terms n minus r divided by, tell me, a n. Now tell me, minus 1 raised to r, coefficient of, tell me, x raised to n minus r divided by coefficient of x raised to n. Yes or no? A n means x raised to n, coefficient of x raised to. Now at the end, pi alpha I. What is the meaning of pi alpha I? I told you yesterday only. Yes, product of all the roots. Again, I have to write minus 1 raised to n. It means, see, alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 3, alpha n basically. Yes or no? So minus 1 raised to n, and that would be equal to a n minus n. Yes or no? This becomes a n minus n, that is a naught. Are you getting or not? Divided by, so that is equal to minus 1 raised to n, constant term divided by coefficient of x raised to n. Understood, everyone? Please note it down. Done? Yes or no? Shall we move ahead? So done with, tell me, relation between relation between roots and coefficients. Now we'll talk about quadratic in only from now. Yes or no? See, suppose we have ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So this is quadratic equation, real quadratic equation, right? Where ABC are, tell me, ABC are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Now, tell me, suppose roots are alpha and beta. So alpha plus beta, that is summation alpha 1 basically. Yes or no? So minus b by a. What is alpha into beta? Yes or no? Is there any doubt? Suppose cubic equation we have. Tell me, ax square plus, sorry, ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d is equal to 0. So always remember a is not equal to 0. Suppose roots are alpha, beta, gamma. So now tell me, alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is summation alpha 1, if you remember. Yes or no? minus b by a. What is summation alpha 1 alpha 2? That is alpha beta plus alpha gamma plus beta gamma. That is c by a. And pi alpha I is nothing but alpha beta gamma minus d by a. I hope it is clear. Same for biquadratic. Yes or no? Okay. Now, suppose roots are given alpha and beta. So how can we find the equation? Very easy again. X square minus summation alpha 1 x plus pi, because only two roots are there. Yes or no? Pi alpha I, yes or no, is equal to 0. So x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha into beta is equal to 0. Or we can say x square minus sum of the roots plus product of the roots, I mean into x is equal to 0. Is there any doubt? Now, next, suppose ax square, I mean, there are three roots. Or one more thing you have to just remember. In terms of am and gm, how can we write the equation? Yes or no?
सर थोड़ा नीचे करें.
C means cubic equation. C means cubic equation. Okay, please derive. In terms of am and gm, if alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation, and we are supposed to find out the equation, quadratic equation. And a is am of alpha and beta, and g is gm of alpha and beta. So we need to replace alpha and beta by am and gm. Correct. Cubic equation for cubic. And hm is also there. In cubic, hm will be there. Please try. Quadratic done. See, now what we have to do. Suppose alpha plus beta is equal to a. Yes or no? am means a. So can I say alpha plus, it means sum is equal to 2a. Yes or no? S for sum of the roots. Sum of the roots 2a. Yes or no? Now we already know under root alpha and beta. But in that case, always remember alpha and beta, I mean the sign of both the roots should be same. Otherwise, gm does not exist. I mean it becomes complex. Yes or no? Not real. Tell me. This is g. What is alpha into beta? Alpha into beta is g square. It means product is equal to, tell me, g square. Yes or no? Now replace s by 2a. Replace p by g square. So the new equation becomes x square minus 2ax plus g square is equal to 0. समझा क्या? Yes, online students, have you understood? So ये भी ऐसा equation हो सकता है. Directly
Understood.
they may, okay, directly they may ask, I mean, what is am of the roots and gm of the roots? So what we need to do? Square root of the constant term or c by a would be g. Yes or no? And negative sign, and then we need to just, tell me, divided by 2, the coefficient of x, that would be am. Yes or no? Yes or no? Just compare. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a, and alpha into beta is c by a. Okay. Now we'll talk about, tell me, we'll talk about cubic equation. So suppose we have got roots alpha, beta, and, tell me, gamma. These are the roots of cubic equation. So roots already given, and we need to find out the equation in terms of am, gm, hm. So what is the equation? Just tell me first. X cube minus alpha plus beta plus gamma, that is summation alpha 1. Yes or no? Now we need to write x square and then plus alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha into x, and then minus alpha beta is equal to 0. So I mean this is nothing but 3a only. This is nothing but G cube only. Yes or no? But what about this? Harmonic mean we have to find. See how? What is A? Alpha plus beta plus gamma by 3. That is AM. So can I write alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to 3A? Now tell me, what is G? Cube root of alpha beta? Now tell me, G cube is equal to alpha beta. Yes or no? So we are done with first term and tell me the first coefficient or maybe second coefficient and the last coefficient. Now we need to check for third coefficient, which is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Yes. Tell me, what is HM? 3 by 1 by alpha plus 1 by beta plus 1 by gamma. Do you know what is HM? N over sum of reciprocals of all the observations. Yes or no? Reciprocal of mean of reciprocals. First we have to find out reciprocals, then mean, and then again reciprocal. Now tell me. So this is nothing but 3. The LCM of the denominator is alpha beta gamma, that will go in the numerator. Yes or no? So it becomes 3 alpha beta gamma divided by alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. That is what we want. Yes or no? Gamma alpha. Yes or no? Okay. Next, what we have to do? Now, H is equal to 3 alpha beta gamma can be written as G cube divided by alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. Then what I can do? Alternando we can apply. Yes or no? I mean, we can just replace the position of H and alpha beta plus beta gamma and gamma alpha. So tell me, alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to 3G cube upon H. Is there any doubt? I hope it is clear. So now we have got all the coefficients. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. Now just replace all these coefficients. I mean, this one and this one and this one in this equation. Yes or no? So this becomes, tell me, x cube minus alpha plus beta plus gamma 3a x square plus 3g cube over hx minus g cube is equal to, always remember alpha beta gamma both should be positive real numbers. नहीं तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी ना, जीएमओएम निकाल रहे तुम. वैसे जरूरत है क्या? क्यूबिक में नहीं है. व्हाई? बिकॉज क्यूब रूट ऑफ नेगेटिव टर्म्स would be negative real numbers, so you don't have to mention the condition here. Yes or no? हाँ, स्क्वायर रूट उधर जरूरी है टू रूट्स में. yes or no? ऑड डिग्री वाले में जरूरी नहीं रहता, लेकिन इवन में रहता है, बिकॉज इवन में क्या आ जाता है? आयोटा. एनीवेज, so done with. Tell me relation between roots and coefficients and how to find out the equation, how to find out the roots. Now we'll talk about nature of roots and then we'll start solving questions. Yes, online students, have you noted it down? So give the heading nature of. ये भी तो पता है तुम लोग को, पता है कि नहीं? What is nature of root? Nature of roots means, suppose we have got ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, c are real number and a is not equal to 0. So no, इसके roots क्या है? Alpha and beta. So there is a discriminant d. Discriminant d. Tell me. Discriminant. Discriminant D. Tell me. D is equal to b square minus 4ac. Basically ये डिसाइड करता है कि अपना नेचर क्या होगा. किसका नेचर? रूट्स का. So D is equal to b square minus 4ac. Now since B, A, B, C all are real numbers, yes or no? So it means D will be a real number, and real number can be either positive or negative or zero. So the first condition, if tell me D is equal to 0, so roots are then alpha beta are real and identical. Real and identical. Number 2, तुम लोग शॉर्ट में मत लिखो, नहीं आ रहा ही पता नहीं चलेगा कल ही. पूरा लिखो, हाँ पूरा लिखो. रियल एंड आइडेंटिकल. इफ तुम बोलोगे सर ये क्या नया कुछ तो पढ़ लिया हमने. ना डी आ रहा कहाँ से आ गया, कुछ और ही फुल फॉर्म निकालोगे तुम लोग. सिर्फ डी इज ग्रेटर देन 0. टेल मी. अल्फा एंड बीटा real and distinct. Number 3, if D is greater than 0, D is greater than 0 but not a perfect square, or and perfect square. PS means perfect square. Then tell me alpha and beta are perfect square है तो क्या होगा बोलो ना. रैशनल नंबर. ये सुनो, परफेक्ट स्क्वायर हो गया तो फिर क्या आ जाएगा? रैशनल नंबर. प्रोवाइडेड ए बी सी आर, बोलो बोलो, रैशनल नंबर. कंडीशन ये भी है. यही रैशनल नहीं रहेगा तो फिर कैसे होगा? अंडरस्टूड. सो इफ ए बी सी आर रैशनल नंबर्स एंड डी इज अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, देन अल्फा एंड बीटा विल बी रैशनल. आई मीन ऑल बोथ द रूट्स वुड बी रैशनल. ऐसे क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं. ये अभी यहाँ से बहुत अच्छे क्वेश्चन बन सकते हैं. यस और नो? थोड़ा सा कॉन्सेप्ट को ध्यान में रखना है. नाउ नंबर 4, टेल मी. आज स्ट्रेंथ कम हो गया है, ऐसे क्यों? झटका.
सर थर्ड वन फिर से बोलो.
See, if D is greater than 0 and if D is a perfect square as well, then alpha and beta will be rational numbers. I mean both the roots would be rational provided A, B, C are rational numbers. All the coefficients should be rational number and D should be greater than 0 and perfect square. And one more thing, I hope it is clear. Now next one, if D is greater than 0 but it is not a perfect square, then tell me alpha and beta will be irrational. और वो कॉन्जुगेट में होंगे. लेकिन अगेन कंडीशन वही है. क्या बच्चों? कंडीशन ए बी सी आर रैशनल. इसमें इरेशनल मत कर देना, रैशनल ही चाहिए. बिकॉज डी इज नॉट अ परफेक्ट स्क्वायर, दैट इज वाई वो रूट वाला रह जाएगा. रूट 2 रूट 3 ऐसे. वो क्या होता है? इरेशनल. यस और नो? अभी रूट्स कैसे होंगे? रूट्स का फॉर्म बता देता हूँ. ए इज इक्वल टू पी प्लस माइनस रूट क्यू. मतलब मैं अभी इसको अल्फा नहीं लिखता, ऐसे लिखता अल्फा एंड बीटा. अंडरस्टूड? यस और नो? अल्फा एंड बीटा कौन से फॉर्म में होंगे? विच फॉर्म? पी प्लस माइनस, मतलब इसको कॉन्जुगेट बोलते हैं. व्हाट वी कॉल इट? टेल मी. कॉन्जुगेट रूट्स. कॉन्जुगेट रूट्स. Is there any doubt? We'll move to number 5. If D is less than 0, D is less than 0, then alpha beta will be non-real roots. Non-real roots. Yes or no? Or non-real complex roots we can say. Yes or no? Now इनका फॉर्म कैसे होगा बोलो? ये भी कॉन्जुगेट में होंगे. Tell me. P plus minus iota q. These roots will be again conjugate roots. So there are two cases when we are getting conjugate roots. The first one, if D is not a perfect square. I mean it is positive but not a perfect square. And the other one is if D is negative. Yes or no? Format would be different. P plus minus root q and P plus minus iota q. Yes or no? Is there any doubt? I hope it is clear. Yes. So non-real roots. Shall we move ahead? Done? Shall we start solving questions? Okay. बहुत हो गया theory है कि नहीं? Okay. ये वैसे इसका भी आप फोटो निकाल सकते हैं. बेसिकली ये पूरा का पूरा I'll share this PDF है ना, मैं PDF शेयर कर दूंगा. Anyways, just give me one moment. I hope everyone has noted it down. This, yes, online students. So these are the 5 things in nature of roots that you need to remember. Shall we take 1 or 2 examples on this? Yes. Okay. See, example number 1. If do you know how to solve inequality? Everyone, wavy curve. सबको पता है. वैसे मैं लास्ट में कराऊंगा, लेकिन पता है थोड़ा बहुत. ठीक है. If the roots of the quadratic equation x square minus px plus 7 is equal to 0 are non-real, then p belongs to what? Please try. Have you understood the question, online students? Only 30 minutes are left. ऑप्शन नहीं देने का तुम्हारे कॉन्सेप्ट वीक हो जाते हैं, और मुझे बड़ी चिंता है तुम्हारे कॉन्सेप्ट की. तुम्हें नहीं है, लेकिन मुझे है. क्या प्लस माइनस? ओ दीदी, p बिलोंग्स टू इनइक्वालिटी इंटरवल आएगा. तुम इतना डर डर के क्यों बता रहे? Done. Yes. What is the answer? -2. D less than 0. D less than 0. Yes or no? क्योंकि नॉन रियल बोला है. D मतलब b square minus 4ac. What is b here? Minus p. So p square minus 4ac means 28 less than 0.
Irrational number, sir.
Yes. Have you got the answer?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what is the answer? ढूंढने चले गए क्या आंसर? Yes, p minus root 28 and p plus root. What is root 28? 2 root 7. So p minus 2 root 7 into p plus 2 root 7 less than 0. तो आंसर क्या होगा? p belongs to minus 2 root 7. 2 root 7. छोटा रूट से बड़ा रूट. Do you remember? Yes or no? So which one is smaller root? Minus 2.2 root 7, and the greater one is 2 root 7. Done? Okay. हो गया क्या नोट करके सबका? Yes, online students, done? Have you understood? चलो yes, question number 1. Are you able to see question number 1? Okay, please try question number 1. If a root of the equation x square plus px plus 12 is equal to 0 is 4, while the roots of this equation are same, then the value of q will be. Have you understood the question?
Wait, sir. Sir, option D.
What is the answer? I mean, what is the value of q you got? I mean, as you said, 12. No, it's not correct. See, very easy. Have you got the answer? दोनों बंधु बोलो. x square plus px plus 12 is equal to 0. एक root क्या है? What is the root? 4. It means it should satisfy the value. I mean, it should satisfy the value x is equal to 4. Yes or no? Because it is the root. So root should satisfy the equation. So from there, you need to put x is equal to 4 in the first equation. You will get the value of p, and then d is equal to 0 in the second equation. You will get the value of q. Understood? Okay. See. So put x is equal to, first equation is x square plus px plus 12 is equal to 0, and x is equal to 4 is the root. So it should satisfy the equation. So it becomes 16 minus, tell me. This is plus, so 16 plus 4x plus 12 is equal to 0. So from here, x is equal to minus 7. Yes or no? Yes or no? Now, in the second equation, what is the second equation? X square plus px plus q is equal to 0. Yes or no? Now, roots are identical. It means d is equal to 0, nature of roots. Yes or no? So, p square minus 4q. अच्छा मैंने x नहीं लिखा. Sorry. p और यहाँ p आएगा. Okay, tell me. P is equal to minus 7. Now, p square minus 4q is equal to 0. Yes or no? Because roots are identical, so d should be equal to 0. So q would be equal to, tell me, p square by 4. What is p? Minus 7. 49 by 1 मिनट क्या, आधा मिनट भी लगना नहीं चाहिए था इस क्वेश्चन को. हम लोगों ने बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लिया. टाइम भी देखना पड़ेगा. हम लोग खुश हो जाते हैं क्या, आगे आंसर. वो ये नहीं देखते 5 मिनट में आया. कुछ काम का नहीं है वो 5 मिनट में आने का. इससे अच्छा छोड़ देते और 4 क्वेश्चन करते थे. नहीं समझा? या तो जल्दी से बोल दिया करो नहीं आता है, आधे मिनट में. आधे घंटे में नहीं, आधे मिनट में बोलो. नंबर 2. Yes, online students, have you understood? This is very easy. If the roots of the
Yes, sir.
equation are this tan 30, tan 15 respectively, then 2 plus p minus q. Have you understood the question? Again, very easy. थोड़ा जल्दी से आंसर लाओ, तुम लोग बहुत टाइम ले रहे हैं. 1 मिनट बस हो गया इन क्वेश्चंस पे. Okay, somebody has got 3. Any other answer? 1 मिनट ही तो मिलता है. Alpha is, what is the equation? Tell me. X square plus px plus q is equal to 0. And what is alpha? Alpha is tan 30, yes or no? And beta is tan 15, yes or no? So what is alpha plus beta? Minus p. What is alpha into beta? What is tan 30 plus 15? 1, yes or no? Tan 30 plus 15, tan a plus tan, I mean tan a plus b formula. Tell me, tan a plus tan b upon. So can I write alpha plus beta divided by 1 minus alpha beta? I hope it is clear. Yes or no? So tan 30 is alpha, tan 15 is beta. So tan a plus tan b, I can write alpha plus beta divided by 1 minus tan a into tan b, alpha into beta. And we know the values of alpha plus beta and alpha into beta. Tell me. So minus p over 1 minus, tell me, q is equal to, yes or no? Now just cross multiply. What will get? Minus p is equal to q minus, sorry, 1 minus q. So what will get? We want q minus p. So take minus q on the right. It becomes, tell me, q minus p. Q minus p is equal to 1. Now add 1 on both hand sides. So what will get? Q minus p. Sorry, 2 on both hand sides. So you'll get 3. So what is the answer? 3. I hope it is clear. मुश्किल था क्या? नहीं, होना चाहिए था सबसे ही, और 1 मिनट में होना चाहिए. I hope it is clear. Done. Please try question number 3. Please try question number 3. The number of real roots of the equation. क्वाड्रेटिक सिर्फ क्वाड्रेटिक नहीं है कि नहीं? क्वाड्रेटिक में सिर्फ रूट्स निकालना और इक्वेशन बनाना नहीं है. या एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस बी एक्स प्लस सी हर बार नहीं दिखेगा. फंक्शन भी दिख जाएगा, ट्रिग्नोमेट्री भी दिख जाएगा. e raised to sin x e raised to sin x plus e raised to minus sin x minus 4 is equal to 0. Yes, we need to find out number of roots. Tell me. So what do you do? Consider e raised to sin x as t. E raised to x is an increasing function. Yes or no? And the value of sin x lies between -1 to 1. So e raised to sin x, what would be the range of e raised to sin x? E raised to -1 to e raised to 1. That is 1 by e to e. So the range of t would be 1 by e to e. किसको किसको ये समझा? Just tell me. नहीं समझा. E raised to x is or e raised to anything is increasing function. E raised to x or e raised to sin x. Yes or no? Sin x is also an increasing function. Yes or no? So it is nothing but composition of two increasing functions. So overall it is increasing function. Now, what is the range of sin x? X could be anything, but what is the range of sin x? Because range of, the overall value of e raised to sin x depends upon the range of sin x. So whatever sin x returns, that becomes input for e raised to x. Yes or no? So what is the range of sin x? -1 to 1. So e to the power -1 to 1. The minimum value would be e raised to -1. That is 1 by e. And the maximum value 1 by e. E. What is approximate value of, just tell me. E 2.7. So approximate value 2.7. Or what is, tell me. What is 1 by 2.7? 0.34. 27 का टेबल आता क्या? सर
2
पहले
roots,
17
sir.
का, पहले 17 का तो पूछो, हम बताते हैं आपको क्या क्या आता हमको. So understood. So 0.34 and 2.7. Now we have considered e raised to sin x is equal to t. So the equation becomes, tell me, t plus 1 by t is equal to 4. Yes or no? Now just multiply the whole equation by, on both the sides by t basically. So it becomes, tell me, t square minus 4t plus is equal to. Is there any doubt? I hope it is clear. Now using Dharachar method, formula method, find out the value of t. So I hope everyone knows that what is the formula? Minus b. Yes. So 4 minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac. So 16 minus 4, that is 12, right? Divided by 2. So that is, see, root 12 is 2 root 3. So can I write 2 plus minus root 3? So t is equal to, tell me, 2 plus minus root 3. So what is 2 plus root 3 approximately? Root 3 is 1.7? 3.7. Yes or no? And what is 2 minus root 3? Yes? 1.3 approximate value. Now if you see, what is the range? What is the range? 0, t should be 0.34 to 2.7. Yes or no? Now if you see, this value doesn't lie in the interval. Yes or no? But this lies in the interval. Okay, my mistake then. 2 minus 1.7 किसने बताया भाई? तुम लोग यार भरोसा करने लायक नहीं था. 0.7 अभी गड़बड़ हो गई थी. Yes or no? So this value of t also, I mean, doesn't lie in this particular interval, if you see. Or it lies. Just check. 0.34 we have. See, मैंने फिर गड़बड़ लिखा क्या? Okay. 0.3. 2 minus 1.7 is 0.3. Now if you see 0.3 and 3.7 both does not lie in the interval. It means we will not get any solution. इतना सब करके क्या मिला? None of these. So इसमें none of these है, zero solution भी लिखा नहीं. Answer would be none of these and there will not be any solution. T की value कैसी आ रही है बोलो? 3.7 and 0.3 approximately. And t is what? E to the power sin x. And the range of e to the power sin x is minus 0.34 to 2.7. And both the values of t do not lie in the interval. Yes or no? Please note it down. So answer is, ये मैंने कराया था क्वेश्चन क्लास में शायद. मुंडे ला रहे आंसर नहीं बता रहे तुम. आंसर इज नन ऑफ दीज. पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है सर. क्वाड्रेटिक कल भी यही हाल था. आज क्वेश्चन देखो और मुश्किल आते हैं. फिर हमें ना MFN और मंजुल त्यागी करना पड़ेगा अदरवाइज. लेकिन वो बहुत इजी हो जाएगा. वो आप तुम खुद से करो, नहीं आए तो पूछो. एनीवेज, ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स चमका गया. हैव यू अंडरस्टूड? Okay, number 4.
B option. None of the above. Yes.
See, कोई लॉजिक लगाने की जरूरत नहीं इस क्वेश्चन में. x square नॉन नेगेटिव, 5 mod x नॉन नेगेटिव, 4 नॉन नेगेटिव. Sum of 3 non negative will be 0 if and only if all are 0. X square can be 0, 5 mod x can be 0, but 4 can't be 0. So that is why you will not get any real value of x which satisfy the equation. Answer is none of these again. बहुत सारे none of these आते हैं. So answer is D. We will not get any solution. So question number 4, orally we can answer. Yes or no? D option. Please try question number 5. This is easy. I mean, this is not easy. Please try. Sum of all the real roots of equation x mod x minus 2 whole square. Real roots you need to find out. Always remember. So, shall I tell you the approach or you are trying? Number 5. Question number 4, answer is none of these. Remember it. Yes. Yes, what is the answer? A. Okay. Can you just explain who has got option A? Purva, tell me.
Sir, fourth question answer.
Question number 4, answer is none of these. Because see, it is not possible. I mean, you cannot take any value of x which may satisfy the given equation. As you can see, x square can't be negative, 5 mod x can't be negative, and 4 is already positive. So I hope you understood, right? For any value of x which may satisfy the given equation, for that x square plus 5 mod x should be minus 4. And
Okay,
it is not possible. Yes or no? Understood? So answer would be none of these. Okay, next. Sum of all the real roots. Yes. How come? Tell me.
That is not right. So mod makes every negative value constant. So first, we don't have any problem with square. that x minus 2 का whole square.
Okay.
So the second term, that is x minus 2 bar. So first we'll make two cases, x less than 0, x greater than 0. Then we'll solve this one. Then we'll find the question.
कुछ नहीं समझा मेरे को. See, what we have to do, put x minus 2 is equal
Option
to
A
t.
7, sir.
Okay. X minus 2 is equal to t. So what is the equation? Tell me. T square plus mod t minus t minus 2 is equal to 0. Yes or no? Or put x minus mod x minus 2 is equal to t. So you don't have to put mod here. Yes or no? Is there any doubt? Now, can I factorize this? I'm writing it directly, t minus 2 into t plus, t plus 2 into t minus 1. Yes or no? So from here, you'll get t is equal to minus 2 and t is equal to 1. Now, if you see, t is mod of something. And mod may not, will not return ever, negative values. Yes or no? So we have to discard, tell me, this value of t. Yes or no? Now, what is t? X minus 2 mod is equal to 1. So when we have to remove mod, x minus 2 is equal to plus minus 1. If you take positive 1, x is equal to 3. If you take negative 1, x is equal to 1. So the sum of all the real roots would be, tell me, 4. Yes or no? So sum should be 3 plus 1. Understood? So now, see what I have done. I have substituted mod x minus 2 is equal to t. So what is the equation? It becomes t square plus t minus 2. So now in t, we have got quadratic, and it becomes very easy now to find out the values of t. So we have got, we have factorized this equation. We have got t is equal to minus 2 and 1. Since t is mod of x minus 2, t cannot be negative. So it means we have to discard the value of t is equal to minus 2, as it can't be negative, and we have got t is equal to 1. So what is t? X mod x minus 2. So mod x minus 2, if x is equal to 2, then mod x is equal to 2, then x is equal to plus minus 2. So similarly, if you remove mod, so x minus 2 becomes plus minus 1. Yes or no? Now x minus 2 is equal to plus minus 1. Now you have to take a positive sign, and then you'll get x is equal to 3. And then you have to take negative 1. It becomes 2 minus 1, that is 1. Now we need to add both of them, because they have asked the sum of all the real roots. That is 3 is equal to, 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Understood? Samjha? Please try to solve question number 6 now.
Options.
1,
1, minus 10.
Directly you can use the options, or you can substitute x raised to 1 by 3 is equal to t. So it becomes quadratic, and then we need to find out cube of whatever, the t cube would be x basically. Yes or no? So, or what we can do, if you see, the sum of coefficients is equal to 0. So one of the roots would be 1. और किस्मत खराब हर एक ऑप्शन में 1 है. Yes or no? So we have to go with the 4 first. 4 के लिए check कर सकते हैं. What is 4 to the power 2 by 3? 4 to the power 2 by 3. 2 to the power 4 by 3. Yes or no? So both, when you put x is equal to 4, it will not satisfy the equation. So it means first option discarded. Now next one. Again minus 4. Minus 4. वो भी possible नहीं है शायद. And then we have to go with 8 or minus 8. So if you check for 8, so what is 8? Cube root of 8 is 2, and 2 square is 4. So 4 plus 2 is 6 minus 2 is 4. So 8 भी satisfy नहीं कर रहा. So we have to go with -8. वही आंसर है. Understood everyone? Yes or no? Okay. Shall we move ahead? Okay. Last question. Question number 7. Question number 6 answer is C option. C option. 1 comma -8. Or I hope you understood how to solve it. Yes or no? Put x raised to 1 by 3 is equal to t, and then it becomes quadratic in t. Then substitute the value of t, you'll get two values of one value. You'll get, I suppose, 1, and then the other would be -2. T की value. So for x becomes, x is nothing but tq. Now next question number 7, the last question. Tell me, आज के लिए what we have to do.
Yes.
Then the least value of y is
Yes, x minus 1 को ठीक करते
basically in this question. See, we have to find out the range of the function, minimum value of. So what we have to do, put 3 raised to x is equal to t. Question number 7. 3 raised to x is equal to, so let me write here y is equal to, I can write 3 raised to x upon 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 3 raised to x. Yes or no? Or 1 by 3, 3 raised to x. Yes or no? So now I can take 1 by 3 common, and this is nothing but t plus 1 by t. I hope it is clear. नहीं लगा सकते हैं, लेकिन जरूरत नहीं है. डायरेक्ट याद रखो. क्या क्या याद रखो? Remember one thing, x plus 1 by x. The minimum value of x plus 1 by x is 2. So answer would be 2 by 3. C is the right answer, not A. Yes or no? किसका किसका C आया था? See, what I'm saying, always remember, if x is positive, then the minimum value of x plus 1 by x will always be equal to 2. And that 2 will be, at x is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 by 1. That is the minimum value. If you take any real number and if you add the reciprocal of it and the number itself, it will be, the minimum value would be 2. And the maximum can be infinity. Yes or no? If you take positive number, if you take negative number, the maximum would be -2 and the minimum would be minus infinity. Yes or no? So just, so भाई 0 कैसे पुट करेंगे? t 1 by t है उधर. हाँ बढ़िया है. None of these है. None of these.
x की वैल्यू
तुम इसीलिए नहीं पास हो रहे. पुट मत करो. तुम क्यों वैल्यू पुट कर रहे? y minimum, tell me. Have you understood? 1 by 3 into 2. That is 2 by 3. So remember one thing. X plus 1 by x. X plus 1 by x. का जो रेंज होता है, tell me. 2 to infinity or minus infinity to -2. Yes or no? अब 2 to infinity कब होगा? When x is positive, when x is negative. I hope it is clear. इसको लिख लो. लेकिन यहाँ पे एक रूल है कि x should not be equal to 0, because मैथ्स में डिनोमिनेटर 0 नहीं चलता. Please copy. Yes, online students, done? Understood? Okay. So we'll continue in the next lecture. थ्योरी ज्यादा बचा नहीं है, ग्राफ ऑफ थोड़ा बचा है. कौन सा? 8th. चलो ठीक है, 8th कर लेते हैं. Tell me. The equation e raised to x plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Apart from x is equal to 0, how many roots are there? Tell me. बेसिकली ये AOD का क्वेश्चन है. किसका क्वेश्चन है? AOD. what is the derivative of this function? E raised to x plus
1.
derivative is e raised to x plus 1, always positive. So this function is always increasing. This function is always increasing. So it means strictly increasing, we can say. It means 1 function. Yes or no? Increasing means 1 function. It will pass the horizontal line test. So if any function attains any particular value at some x is equal to a or something, it may not attain, since it is 1 so it will not be equal to 0 at other value of x except x is equal to 0, as it is already given. So answer would be no other real loop. Have you understood? Pen chala? Nahi. Dimag chala? Chala? Nahi chala. Understood. What is the derivative of this function? Which is always positive, because e raised to x cannot give you negative. So it is monotonically increasing. Yes or no? It means दो वैल्यू पे एक, दो इनपुट पे एक आउटपुट नहीं आ सकता. तो एक जीरो पे एक जीरो आया है इसका, so it means और किसी पे जीरो नहीं आ सकता. So only one real root. So answer would be, I hope it is clear. Done. Okay, we'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you everyone. पढ़ के आओ थोड़ा.
Sir, can we leave the class? Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Is there any lecture after this?
I'm not sure. You have to wait. I'll let you know. Just a second.
Okay, sir. Okay.